Hello, friends. It's me, Beth. And as promised, I made it to the Birch Road Greenhouse and the Country Quilt Creations store. I took you one time during the winter months to Rentown Country Store, and some of you asked to see the greenhouse and the quilt store, and they were not open at that time. So when I was in Bremen today, I thought it was my chance to take you back to that area and show you the things you wanted to see. Plus, it gave me a break from prepping. So, well, I actually found some preps when I was out, go figure. Anyway, here is, if you look on the left in the photo, that's where they tie up their horses and buggies. It's truly in the heart of Amish country. This lane here, if you take it straight back, their house is to the left. And if you turn to the right, there's some big buildings and their gardens. But right along the road when you pull up, the store sits right there. This is where you check out. And then they have about 4 or 5 high tunnels or greenhouses. I couldn't tell which one they were when I was inside of them. Here is some of the things. They have really large planters. And that's one thing I like about this store. The largest that I've been able to find so far. This large container, you can't tell, but it is huge and it was loaded up with flowers. These large containers were absolutely breathtaking. Not only do they have that, but they keep it creative there. They had these wash tubs with the petunias in them. They had some furniture pieces with flowers and then, American themed things. So that was nice to see. These red geraniums, that gave me all the feels. My dad's dad, my grandpa, he always kept geraniums like this size, huge geraniums on his back patio. They had a big selection of herbs. Here you can see they have a herb garden planter. It's all decorated up. Looks quite cute. Now, tomato plants, they had really, really, really large ones. These were more impressive than the ones I've seen at like Rural King and Tractor Supply. These were large, nice size, healthy plants. For the price, they were really big. Then they had these hanging baskets, and I thought that would be great for someone who maybe was in an apartment or wasn't able to garden, loaded with blooms, loaded with tomatoes. Here you can see some of their prices, and the prices in our area. A flat was $15.99, and I had bought a pack of vegetables. You got 4 plants for $1.99. I forgot to buy my son his acorn squash, so I had to buy those. Here's one of those barns, so you can see that the greenhouse is that close to their home. And then they have things like this, different craft items that they've made. So it's a great little spot. When you go down the road and around the corner, that's where you'll see the Country Quilt Creations store. It says on their sign, quilt fabrics, quilts, and more. There is a lot of fabric in that store. Here you can see the outside of the house is white, traditional Amish. Now the lady working in there was not Amish, and she made mention that she was helping her sister. So maybe her sister's Amish. I didn't want to pry too much into that. Here you can see the fabric on the wall. Now these like walls of fabric, I'd say there were about 15 or more, maybe 20 of them in there. There was a lot of fabric to pick from. And it was very hot in there. There was no central air going. I didn't feel any fans. They did have some lights, but in some of the rooms you shop in, there were no lights. Here you can see actually straight ahead, it looked like a kitchen. So I hadn't ventured in, that far back before. But anyways, long story short, I did go in to grab some pictures. In the bedrooms, like this one, for example, it's on the main store part. They have beds set up, and this bed had like 20 quilts on it. And they just roll them up and let you look through them. They're handmade. They're I guess consignment or whatever they call it. That's what they do. They sell them for various people, and I did not see any that they said they were all handmade or, made on a quilt machine or, sewn, hand sewn, quilt machine, sewing machine. And I didn't see any, countries like made in a such and such country. They looked legit to me. I looked them over pretty good. As you know, my grandma and grandpa made quilts, and like this one here, I could immediately tell that was a homemade quilt. It was beautiful. And this one definitely homemade, so I don't doubt them in their authenticity. And then some of the people who made their quilts, they had these little tags and let you know who was selling it. So that was really great that I could share those with you. And then they had these rooms. By the way, I wish I could have got better photos, but there was no light in that room. They came in there, they pulled the curtain and said, "We're sorry, we don't have lights." And so, yeah, that's the best I could get on photos. These were some handmade items, and I opened them up to show you. Here you can see where they've handmade sewed them. I like buying stuff like this for gifts for people, original things they might not be able to find elsewhere. They had a lot of seasonal, not just fall and Christmas, but they had springtime things as well. I found some baskets that had spring colors on them, and these were like a rag rug, but these were, rag rug made baskets. We've actually had someone make baskets out of my grandpa who passed away's shirt, and I have a basket that's made of his shirt. That's quite sentimental to me. Here is a wall hanging, and I looked it over good, and they had taken some old things and put them together and made a beautiful wall hanging. It was only $20. Great little store, and it was fun visiting it. Then I went down the road to Rentown's, the grocery store down there. And when I was there, I seen something. I'm not quite 50, but I'm really close. And in all my years of living around here, I had not seen this before, and I don't know why it never crossed my mind. There was a gentleman with his horse and buggy. He had a trailer hooked to it, picking up some propane. And just like, we would use a truck for it, he was using his horse and buggy to move that trailer, and it made totally perfect sense once I seen it, but something I have never seen in, living in this area my entire life. Onto the sell board, Munster cheese, $2.09. Mozzarella cheese was $1.89 a pound. They had some ham for only $1.29 a pound. Now, this smoked Spring Hill ham was a limit item, limit of 50 pounds. I did grab one pack for the guys to try. Why not? They had turkey breast for $2.49 a pound. And yes, those are Ziploc bags. If you didn't see my original video, they sell their lunch meat in Ziploc bags. You don't get to pick how it's cut. You just grab what you want, and it's whatever you can find in the bag that you want. They had this Jimmy Dean special on spicy sausage for $1.19 a pound. I took a photo so you could see that it was freeze by June 11th, so it was still good. $1.19 a pound. They had this platter bacon, Indiana Kitchen brand. It was under $5 a pound, but Indiana Kitchen is a pretty good brand around here. So that was a good price actually for that bacon. Now, I haven't seen that Jimmy Dean sausage spicy before, but I have shared with you I found the regular for $1 a pound. Here is ham bologna salad for $1.99 a pound. We don't say bologna here, we say bologna. I don't know how you say it, but that's how we say it. $1.99 a pound. Then we have this mozzarella cheese, $1.89 a pound, and that was a great buy. If you have never seen this church peanut butter, this is something super popular in the Amish community. If they weren't having a meal after church, this is what they would have, usually with homemade bread. They'd sit around and put this church peanut butter on it and have that as their little light luncheon snack. Peanut butter goes in that, marshmallow cream, maple syrup, and butter. I always wondered why it was so good, and now I know why. Speaking of good, check this out. It is a Swiss roll bars cake, only $3.99. Oh, I wanted to buy it so bad, but I knew I did not need that. And I really wanted to buy this too, this Twinkie cake. It was only $3.99 as well. Both of them look so good, and I was just like, fight it, Beth, don't do it. And I did not, because I had to buy the guys cinnamon rolls, and that's all the sugar we needed in the house. They had white bread, 7-grain bread, and veggie bread. I was there at the end of the day, so I was really happy that they had some of those things to share with you. If you go early, they have everything. These are those cinnamon rolls. These are my guys' very favorite out of all the Amish stores or any stores I go to. This is their favorite cinnamon roll, and so I had to buy them a pack of those. Here is that baked good area. The wagon usually has zucchini bread, banana bread, cakes. Behind it, that's where the cookies and pies go. And then those black shelves behind that one will have bread, one will have the cinnamon rolls, and one will have donuts. This is the bulk food area, and I have bought, oats in bulk, especially oats. Oats is the number one thing I buy in bulk. They have that there. They also have plenty of cheese. I have shared this before, but this thing wraps around in a big oval. It's probably the best place around here to get cheese, or one of the top places to get cheese. And this is the wall of candy that I've shared before, and it goes, store-bought kind, homemade kind. It's got it all. In the canning area, they did have the really big All-American canner, and then they had the smaller size. They also had ball lids, but there was a limit. These were actually over $4 a box. Not very cheap, but hey, I guess if you needed them and you were desperate, you'd be happy to find them. They have cookware there, really large cookware, and then they have the Tides and the Dawn style soaps in large bulk containers. As you can imagine, they have plenty of this sort of stuff, canning, cookware, etc. Last time I did not get to share this toy section with you, and I told you I really wanted to. It's an Amish country, and Amish children have birthdays too. What would you go and find them if this was the only store near you? Those lacing kits, those were something I grew up with. Here is the Fisher Price See and Say. That took me back. My kids had those when they were little. Then we have the Fisher Price pool toy puppy and the phone, which I guess Amish kids probably wouldn't be getting the phone, but nonetheless, maybe kids in the area. Then they also have things like the Viewmaster. They have the cash register, strawberry shortcake. They have doll babies and things like rakes and little hoes and little brooms. So there are things inside that store if you were Amish in the area and you needed to buy someone a little gift. Then Woolly Willy, those were always so fun. And then I thought this would be the perfect gift for a little one latch kit. That could be a lot of fun. You don't see those out really nowadays, but that little store does have them. And I wanted to show you the little schoolhouse, the Amish schoolhouse in summertime. You can see right there along the road where you tie up the horses, and over there to the right where they park their bikes. And was a good little shopping trip today. And I did buy that spicy sausage and put that in my preps in my freezer. I couldn't pass it up for $1.19 a roll. If you like this video, give me a like. Comment if you want. I thought about breaking up these videos, like one shopping video a week, one garden video a week, or one prep and then one prep video a week. But if you like them all in one video, go ahead and let me know. I'll talk to you later, friends. Have a great day.